All right, where were we? Were we on the AKG K712 Pro? Welcome to Review, the series where I take up a day of the week, or every 2 weeks, depending on how enthusiastic I am, and talk about old reviews. We're going from oldest to newest. This is episode 15, I believe, of Review. There's a playlist linked in the description in case you want to see from the very beginning. And we go for around a half hour. I do one of these intros, I do an outro, and in the middle, I start a 25-minute timer. So, where were we? Also, wallpaper in the description. Where were we? AKG K712 Pro. This is a headphone that I got. I think I bought it. I think I bought it like used or like warehouse deals on Amazon. And I really loved it. It was like, that was the defining big open back, fun, low end. X2s were out, but this was like this was better than X2, but it cost way more. And it never left my possession. And only when I moved to this house did it actually come out and go back on the wall, because that had a thing. And then the drop AKG K7XX came out, which was basically exactly that. Just by drop and like $200. So I was like, well, no one's going to spend 325 if they could spend 200. So I may as well not bring out the K. And I have K7XXs, or I had them. I think I gave them to somebody. So it's sort of like vanished into obscurity, but it's still a relevant and quality headphone to this moment. AKG probably gets the least amount of love in my entire like audio being. Because Bear Dynamic still has like the MMX 300s and the Tigers are on my wall. And then there's the, the 880s, 600 ohm. So there's like 3 Bear Dynamics that are represented, but there's only one AKG. And it's weird because AKG shows up in more anime like artwork than you'll ever imagine. Step 2 AKG, the K553 Pros. So take these headphones, the 712s, and then make them a closed back and have them do this weird thing where they don't quite sit flat. They never adjust. They just have to be like manipulated. Those weren't that expensive. Those were under $200, I think, again. And I went mid-range cans because they were just a warm mid-range hump can. And my friend Cheese has one. He loves them, but he's not like a technically like full-on audiophile. I better have some more of this Canton's French ginger liqueur, which, if you don't know, uses as my water bottle. I'm not actually just downing alcohol, although I should, because 2021 is not off to a great start. I mean, it kind of is, but shit, it's almost tax season. I liked the K553 Pros, but I couldn't get over the comfort. Their pads were weird. They sat funny. They sounded okay, but there's like cheaper closebacks that I like more. We haven't gotten to them yet. The Cooler Master MH751s, things like that, are just better closeback, better sounding to me at least. Speaking of better closebacks, holy fuck, the B&O H6 Smooth Criminals. I think I got a copyright thing for that because I was like, they thought I was still on Michael Jackson. Those are a portable, little tiny, basically on-ear. It defined the best built headphone of the time. B&O H6. And that was gifted to me by someone. Someone sent them in for review and was like, you know what? Just keep them. That was the case. And they weren't just any normal set. They were in bronzed hazel because apparently B&O has like every color scheme on earth. They have an Iron Man set that's like red and silver and gold. Red and gray and gold. And that was just brown and dark space gray and like just bronze, copper. Oh, God. And then they sounded. Here's the thing. They sounded probably, I don't know if there's a better sounding on-ear closeback. And I have the what's it called over there. I have the Pandas. And like portable. Like I have the M60X. I have quite a number, and they're dark as shit. They're dark. If you don't know what dark means, it means you put them on and there's not like blinding detail. There's just warm low end, and then the things are recessed, but you keep turning it up and you just get more sound. And I love the way those sound. Those Those were an ideal portable can. Plus, you looked like you were wearing like $1 million headphone. And you had the ability to plug the wire in on either side. And it was just a standard 3.5mm wire. Great headphone. B&O, hit or miss in a lot of their things in life. Not the H6. And now there's a new version of the H6, which supposedly sounds better, but doesn't look as good. Not certain that doesn't have the bronze hazel look. So there we go. The heavy portable DAC amp roundup. This is fun to make. How the fuck did I review 6? Hell. I'm sorry. If it's dark out and I do one of these reviews, I yawn. And then you're going to yawn. If you've yawned, please tell me you've yawned in the comments. The heavy portable DAC amp roundup. I can't even tell you what was in that roundup. There's the X-Duo, XDO5. There's the Oppo Hot 2. That was a Fostex. That's a Creative Labs garbage. I don't remember what... That was a Pioneer. And that was some RHA, I think. Wow, I do remember what was in that roundup. That's fucked up. Anyway, I believe if the X-Duo didn't win because the Hot 2 is there, then the Hot 2 won. And the X-Duo was real close. Everything else was just too fucking gigantic. And fuck Creative Labs. So yeah, no. Are any of those still relevant? X-Duo, X-Duo 5 Plus still exists. The new one. And Oppo Hot 2, if you can get the original version, it had leather and not plastic, because they turned that like leather wrapping to plastic, and I'm like, why? Why? That was like the luxury item, man. Sell me the luxury. Actually, just charged my Hot 2. The Fostex TH610 versus the X100 Lawtons. Lawton is a modding company. They just mod. They sell you the modded pads. They sell you the modded inserts. They sell you the modded cups. And you just take your shit apart and you put it together with their stuff. And it's like completely changes the sound. The 610s versus the Lawtons every fucking time. 610s were too clean and even and nice. And it was just like, hold on, I'm going to listen to some music. That's it. That's all this. I remember giving the 610s like a relatively positive review, but looking back at everything that you could have gotten for the same money, meh. And the Lawton mod, I didn't actually have to do the mods. Someone sent me the Lawton mods. I wish they would send me more. I wish there was more Lawton mods. See, I miss using Firefox. This is a separate Chrome window because my Firefox has a million tabs and I can't keep things like this open. I have to zoom in like 6,000%. Oh, fuck, there's a button that says update. I need to update this. Anyway, scrolling back to this is impossible. But I miss grab and drag, where you can just grab the page and drag it like a PDF document. I have that plugin on Firefox. The Mayflower 1 T50RP mod. Did it really seriously come in that case? Because I don't remember that. Like, Argon should come in that case. Not fucking the Mayflower mod. Because this was probably not the start of the T50 modding craze. This might be the middle. We're probably in the middle. Once we get to the Argons and I do the Argon Mark IIIs, and then the T60 Argons are like the final. I don't expect anything ever better than the Argon T60s ever to come out of that driver. It's impossible. And they were just one of them, and they come in a nice case, a good presentation. In fact, they had 1540 pads on it, and I could see it. So they took my advice. But no. Most other Fostex mods are irrelevant once Argons exist, because it doesn't charge enough either. Like if he charged an exorbitant amount, you'd have a reason to have other mods, but he's too cheap for the mod house. The Denon, kitty cat. Oh, I reviewed Chewbacca the cat. The Denon 600 and 7100, which is the stupidest fucking naming conventions ever, because you don't have a headphone that's a D600, and then you'd have like the D800 or the D700. Or the D300, 400, 500, 600. But no. D600 and then the D7100. What the fuck? Denon, number 1. Number 2. Those were both loaned to me, I think, by the same person. And they're very quality. Again, we did a Denon set a couple months ago in the scale of things. And it was so fucking, it was like, and these were just like the same amount. In fact, I bought those pads. Those pads were like a weird, like trapezoid with a trapezoidal hole and that stitching on the outside. And they were so nice and soft. I actually bought a set, a replacement set on Amazon. Don't think it was the exact same pad, but it was designed to replace it, and it was just as comfortable. I don't really remember what the hell they sounded like, other than Denon, I think, understands what I like. I would probably like those more now than I did then, because now that I've got a million fucking headphones lined up and everything sounds either super linear or, you know, super accurate, those were just like fuck it cans. Those are like, all right, we're just gonna make it sound really good. And maybe the detail won't be all the way there, but you're never going to be lackluster in anything. It's fucking fantastic. I would love to hear those again. I think there is a new Denon, actually. I should probably look into it. Holy shit, Chewbacca the cat. So how much time we got left? Why? Only 15 minutes? I love my cat, Chewbacca. Recently went to the vet with her. First time I went to the vet in this area. Had to look up a vet, have a really good one 5 minutes down the road. Like legit, the GPS is like, it'll be 5 minutes for you to get there. And they looked her over because she hasn't been to the thing since June. It's currently February. It's almost been a year. She's 15 years old. Heart murmur. She had an ear infection. She has a high white blood cell count. The blood in her stool seems fine. I'm talking about current Chewbacca. That Chewbacca from 4 years ago, I can't believe... I put a price limit on my Patreon to, if I got to this price limit, if enough people supported me a month on Patreon, I would review the cat. And that number was $1,500 a month. If I got $1,500 a month on Patreon, I would review the cat. And because of her, my Patreon grew and grew faster than it should have. Because of her, I moved out of my parents' place because she was getting beat up by the other cats there. Like, she's super friendly, loves everybody. No other cats like her. No other animals like her. They're just like, fuck this cat. We're going to beat the shit out of her and scare her. And I had to take her away. And I had to take my cat away from my sister's cat, Trixie, who was a bitch. Trixie's gone, by the way, for years. But I had to take Chewbacca away. And then Chewbacca in the apartment, everyone wanted to see the review of Chewbacca. And she got my Patreon rolling, like me promoting it more than normal and people joining it. And so I wouldn't be here without Chewbacca the cat. I would have less of a reason to leave my parents' place in New York. I wouldn't have been able to promote my fucking Patreon because who the fuck cares about me? No one cares about me. You care about cat girls. Are you a wolf or a cat girl? We could, for sake of argument, say she's a cat girl. So Chewbacca is the cat girl of my dreams. Turns out all along. She's the one that's driven the force here, and I think she's happiest here now. And I'm gonna keep giving her antibiotics and eardrops, and I haven't had to collect a stool sample yet, but you know it's coming. You know it's coming. Love you, baby doll. She's around. She usually sits on that chair. That chair was here, and now that chair's there. And she just likes to sit in the room with me till she hears Project Melody talk, and then she leaves. I don't understand. Okay, the Westone W40s. These are some big reviews. This is an important episode. I'm glad I used that wallpaper. So we got Chewbacca the cat, and then we have what was the most expensive IEM I'd ever listened to. The Westone W40s were like $400 because it's Westone. I don't know who the fuck they were, but it's Westone 40s. This is where we haven't done many IEMs if you go back to my history. So the fact that this was like a $400, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be fucking great. And honestly, I'm shrugging my shoulders. You can't see me shrugging my shoulders, but I'm shrugging them. It was good, but it was kind of like Shure. I did a couple expensive Shure IEMs. We'll get back to it. And they were like, it's just like, it was good. And I know it was the best IEM I'd heard at the time, but I didn't care. Westone W40s. Don't think I've ever reviewed any. I don't think I've ever. Only 100,000 views on Chewbacca the cat, by the way. You people need to search for Z review Chewbacca the cat. There will be a 2021 version, I think. I owe her that. I owe her some more time in the sun. Say if you want that in the comments. Yeah, I think I've ever recommended the Westones after that. It was like, yeah, these are great. They're $400. They don't sound like it, and moved on. Speaking of moving on, here we go. The Z Reviews IEM Shootout number 3. I don't remember where number 1 or 2 is, but all glamours, zero audio, iRocks, little cheap ones. the Meze Neo 11 Neos, which absolutely deserve to still be in this list. And I think those are the little $5 earbuds. What the fuck are the name of them? I forget. The Monks. The Monk SEs. So that's like my normal fucking... In fact, there, Monk. I didn't even read. Monk R8s, A8s, 11 Neos, and whatever the fuck the other one is. And I used to do 44-minute shootouts. I might continue doing that. I have so many IEMs to get through. And according to you guys in the... Probably like as of the release of this video publicly 3 weeks ago, I had that poll up. And basically people want cheap things and speakers. No, I'm sorry. Cheap things and headphones. And then speakers. And then anything else. And then IEMs last. Big fuck you to IEM reviews coming. So it's just like, all right, got to get it out of the way. But yeah, no, the only ones there that are still relevant are the 11 Neos. So I'll just link the Meze 11 Neos in the description. By the way, descriptions of all these videos, every product I talk about, I just type the name. But if it's still worthwhile, like if Chewbacca the cat is still worthwhile, there'll be a link. I don't know what I'm going to link with Chewbacca the cat, but there'll be a link there for her. Actually, I'll probably just link the video. I actually did drive a Tesla Model S. It was like a P75. Or not even a P. I think it was just a 75. And it's 22 minutes of me just with the head cam on, probably having a face reveal time in the rearview mirror, driving this guy at the regular car reviews meet, which happens around... Actually, it happens closer to me now than it did when I was in Philly, because I'm more north of Philly now. But he used to do regular car reviews, because regular car reviews did my car. It's the Caprice PPV. So look that up if you want to see regular car reviews drive me and my car around. So I went to the meet, and the guy had the camera in my head. Like, I'm a YouTuber. Oh, yeah. This is back when I had nobody watching my videos. But Tish, he let me drive around the Tesla. So I know for a fact, when I got my Caprice, my V8 Caprice, it was quieter than a Tesla. It's had the most mufflers I've ever fucking heard. That made me kind of want a Tesla, though. Like just getting in one and hitting the gas pedal to the floor and having just go surge. It's like, oh, this is fun. And that wasn't even a fast one. So I could absolutely see myself. I kind of want a Cybertruck because people say they're ugly. And I think they look cool as fuck from like an 80s cartoon. Like He-Man would have had one. G.I. Joe would have had one. Inspector Gadget would have fought Dr. Claw, who had a Cybertruck. That's why I want a Cybertruck. And I do have a fucking like 700-foot gravel driveway now, so it makes sense that I should have a 3-motor Cybertruck. Right? Right. And there's a 100-amp circuit box in my garage because the previous owner of this house had an electric car for a short period of time. No charging station, just have the circuit panel. So after the Model S, apparently I built the Dayton Ultimax 15 sub. There's no fucking way I built it. Sure, an hour and 13 minutes. Holy crap. I feel like my whole memory, like your brain just compartmentalizes things that are recent memories and old memories. And that is a recent memory. Oh, no, you know what it is? It's not a recent memory. I remember building that. I'm thinking of the DIY Swans. Those are way more recent. Even though 4 years is like a snap of a finger in the way time works. So yeah, I built a 15-inch Dayton Ultimax sub, a sealed sub. I think I got the whole kit for like $300. Things kick ass. I sold it to my friend. My friend lived over here in like upstate PA. Now he lives in Ohio with his pregnant new wife. And that subwoofer is in his living room. And he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play this with baby. And I'm just like, fuck that little baby, man. You gotta make him know. You gotta put the baby on the sub or open the sub and put the baby in the sub. Don't put a baby in the sub. Please, God almighty, don't put a baby in the sub. But at least it's not ported, so the baby can't stick its head in the port. Although we did try to make it ported. It was that compressor thing. We'll find out when we get to it. Do I think the Dayton Ultimax build... They don't even sell the 15-inch anymore. They only sell the 18-inch. And honestly, with the space I have, if I get my wood shop or the corner of my basement set up to like have tools and lights and space, I don't see why DIY... Certainly DIY subs or speakers will be more likely. Tube rolling, Feet the Dark Voice 336. That is literally... That should have been the title of the Dark Voice review. Fuck the Dark Voice on its own. The Dark Voice is essentially tube rolling featuring itself. And that's staying true today because I just did the Phoenix Elise, the $1,300 Polish tube amp. And really, when you just go through the tubes, you're like, wow, the amplifier itself is just a vessel for me to invest my money into the tubes. Because we just need all these tubes, bro. Bro, we need all these fucking tubes, brah. Every tube is different. Every tube is unique. We need all these tubes, brah. So yeah. Barodynamic T1 sound demo. 600 sound demo. Ether flow close sound demo. Sound demo, sound demo, sound demo, sound demo. Sound demo, sound demo. Ultrasones. Okay. Best girl cans. Oh. Interesting. Ultrasone. I have a pair of Ultrasones in this house right now, sent to me from Antlion, like the Antlion mod mic, like the Antlion like clip-on microphone for gaming with the wireless mod mic. Apparently, they've partnered for whatever fucking reason with Ultrasone, because when I think gaming cans, I think Ultrasone. No one thinks that. How is Ultrasone still in business? But those cans got a positive review because they weren't going to get it. If it's weird, if you pull the pads off, like there's a fucking piece of metal there with just some holes in the front of it. Like, how does this even work? But I fell asleep wearing those headphones. Music playing on a portable player. I was exhausted. And a track played that brought me from dream world to reality in a panic because I thought someone was in my apartment. And I forgot I was wearing headphones and music was playing. And I forget what song it was or what even happened. But it was so real. And I think the only way Ultrasones work with their S tuning or S whatever the fuck it is if your brain is literally not in its normal listening mode. It has to be in some sort of low power mode. When your ears and brain are in low power mode, maybe you have to be super fucking drunk or stoned or a combination of the two, or you're dying. Maybe then Ultrasones make sense. Because I gave them a positive review. I gave them a review right after I woke up from that nap. I was like, you guys can't believe what just fucking happened. Oh my God, this fucking thing. And I don't think it would happen to me again unless I specifically just drank like a bunch of rum chata and Fireball. You mix rum chata and Fireball. I think it's 1 shot of Fireball and 2 shots of rum chata. And then you get Cinnamon Toast Crunch shots. It's really fantastic. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but alcohol. And I think if I did enough of those, maybe I'd fall into a stupor and then like Ultrasone again. Because I've listened to them since this review. And why does it do only occasionally? And only occasionally previews it. And it's look how fucking frantic I'm moving and doing things. You know, Ultrasone is one of those like, how to properly Zeos a guide. Oh, this is my old, 4 years ago, this was my welcome screen on the YouTube channel. I make one every year now. So that was my original one. That's got over 200,000 views. Thank you for that. We could skip that. Go right to the Monitor Audio Bronze. That was the first pair of monitor audios I ever had. I'm pretty sure I haven't had a single one since. Now I have the Monitor Audio Studios over in the sunroom where I watch things, and they're like a double 4-inch. Beautiful fucking speaker. Like, you just fuck. Even in a shitty thumbnail with Jaggies, that's a beautiful fucking speaker. The lines around it, the way it cuts. The front had the puckered butthole ports. I remember that. But these were the bronze. They had like bronze, silver, and gold, or bronze, gold, and platinum. And these were the lowest of the tier. And as much as they looked great, I think they were just slightly underperforming for what they probably cost. And I would have loved to hear the Monitor Audio fucking higher up ones. Now the studios over there, I'm not going to give away the review, but they need to up their game if they're going to make me pay attention to them. Because right now they're a little bit boring. Like boring. I mean, they might be designed for flatness because they're studio monitors, but I'm going to get them up close because they're this sort of design. They're an MTM. And they're just not doing it for me. They don't have enough bass. I had to add a subwoofer. It's a thing. Oh my God, the Fleerk. See this only having 8,000 views? That's fucking bullshit. The Flirt should have been 1 million views. That should have been my 1 million views. If I could give 1 million views to any of my videos, it'd be Chewbacca the cat. But my second place video would be the Flirt, because I have like 5 of these. Every computer, laptop has one, because if I'm doing music playback, I want to be able to pick up a remote control and just hit next track, or hit down, 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 enter. And a Flirt lets you do that. That's all it is. It's a little infrared receiver. And you just pick up any remote control that has an infrared blaster. The little software loads. You say, I want to make this key, this key. I don't want to make this key, this key. And then it just does. And then you close that software and it never needs to run again because you've actually just taught the unit what the... It's so nice. And that's the old version. The new version is much more sleek and stellar. Wow. How did I lose 25 minutes of my life? Yawning all the way. All right, yeah, I'm gonna keep yawning, so I'm just gonna pause. The next one we'll do will be the FIO A5 portable amp. You ended on the Flirt. Wait, that says 2, what the fuck? That's 2 years ago. Oh my God, I know what it's doing. 4 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. I filmed this review 4 years ago, and it never got released until 2 years ago. So even though it's been live for 2 years, that's why all the sound demos and everything are clumped together. For some reason, YouTube is sorted by the upload date, not the release date. That's fucking weird. That's just weird. That's why all the sound demos, like 7 sound demos in a row. Because I do 8, 9 sound demos. You know, 3 song chunks at a time, speakers, headphones, upload them all, edit them, and then release them individually. But it's not going by release date, it's going by upload date. So I uploaded this 4 years ago, and I released it 2 years ago. Which might be why I had such a low view count. 185,000, 98,000, 8. I should really give it another review. I'll think about some other way to do it. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. We'll continue this next time. Wallpaper, either cat or wolf. I don't know. It's up to you. Pick. She could be a very flowy cat and not a wolf, or a fox, because she's kind of orange. But yeah, download that in the description, as like all wallpapers are in every description. Links to products that are still relevant. The Flirt is certainly relevant. The cat is certainly relevant. If you want to support this channel, Patreon and Subscribe Star. Keep me able to pay my bills. The heating bill, holy fuck. I didn't realize what that was like because I didn't own a house, and now I own a house. It's like, you run on propane? Oh, please help me support this channel. The man has to come. The man charges me 4 figures to make my house warm, and I'm scared. Patreon subscribers, see reviews early. Don't see these videos early. These just come out. These are a surprise for everyone watching them. No one gets ahead in these. But see normal reviews early. Participate in the yard sales. 1st to the 10th of every month, I sell things. If you're a U.S. citizen in the continental United States, it's free shipping. If you're outside of the U.S., you pay 1/3 of the shipping costs. And if you want to ask me questions, you can do that through the $10 tiers, because you go into the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, which I have to mute my phone because people are just... Actually, the lifetime chat's going nuts. There's a lifetime chat. And there's a swap meet channel for people in the $10, and the lifetime can trade gear. Like, it's kind of like eBay, but there's no rules or laws. I'll just yell at you. Don't do bad shit. But people are swapping gears all the time. They're sluts. Just everyone's just gear. Give me your gear. I need to plug in my gear into your gear. It's great. Yeah. That it? Hi-Fi Guides and the Hi-Fi Guides forums. We may get some sponsors for the forums soon. They're going to want to run ads, but then we're going to be like, all right, you can run some ads. But now you're going to do a giveaway because we said so. And we'll see what we can get, like APOS or Linsol or Hi-Fi Go to chip in, products. It'll be fantastic. Because then it's completely separate from the Z Reviews thing. It's just its own thing. Yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow for a normal review, right? Maybe Chewbacca will show up. God.